Hi ladies, Jessica Blodgett, exclusive Black Status presenter with Younique, and I'm just making this video for you so that you can understand a little bit about who I am, my background, and why I would love to be a part of this year's Younique convention. Um, so to start with, again, my name's Jessica. I am a mom of two little girls. I actually just had a baby about 7 weeks ago, and that's why this video is coming to you so late. So I do apologize for that. Um, but I do have two little girls, a 2.5-year-old named Olivia and a 7-week-old named Aubrey. And I am a wife to my wonderful husband. We live here in Missouri, and I am under Cindy Brancato. Um, I have been with the company since January of 2014, and at that time, I was a full time teacher. I taught Family and Consumer Science, formerly known as home ec. So I taught junior high and high schoolers how to cook and sew and child development, and actually, I created a class on career development, which was great because that kind of foreshadowed some things with Younique for me, which was great, and all sorts of other things, interior design. So that was a lot of fun. But I was always looking for something a little bit more just to kind of fulfill other areas of my life. But for that time specifically, I was joining Younique because my husband and I were struggling financially. I have so many student loans. I have my bachelor's degree in education as well as my master's degree um, in higher education administration, and my husband also has his degree, and we both have student loans. So we just kind of had, debt coming out of our ears, and um, house payment, car payment, and kids, and we were drowning. And I think a lot of women today are drowning. Families are, and I needed something, and it was either going to be finding a part-time job, which I was actually already actively looking for, and this kind of fell into my lap, and I never thought I would do direct sales. Never. My mom did direct sales. She actually still does, and there was no way that I was going to do that. Because, for one thing, I saw her not succeed at it. And you always, have this stigma of pyramid schemes and, um, you're never going to be able to do that. You're wasting all your money. You're pouring all your savings into something. Oh my word. But after some research and some stalking of Cindy, um, I made the decision, and the best $99 I've ever spent. I was able to get to Unified in June of last year, and I hit Black in November. So um, at that point, I was able to make the decision that I am going to retire from teaching. So after 5 years of full time high school teaching, I decided to retire. And I am now a stay at home working mom entrepreneur. So that's a little bit about me. I currently have a team of about 850 women, and I have not been able to maintain Black, but it's not without a lack of trying. I'm currently rebuilding some of my elites, and I think that that seems to be a common, thing that happens in this business. Although I've never done direct sales before, I am constantly teaching myself over and over and over all sorts of great material. As I was listening to a training tonight, actually, um, I'm learning that I am studying all over again. I'm back in school, so I'm constantly refreshing, constantly trying to learn new things. So, as far as convention goes, I went to convention last year, absolutely loved it. Um, it was a game changer for me because the next month I went purple and the next month I went black. So, I really, really enjoyed it. My team, exploded after that point, even though I only had two women from my team come to convention this year. I have well over, I think, maybe 30, I don't know, something like that, that are, as of right now, signed up, but I know that there are more that are trying to make it happen. So for convention this year, I think I have a really good leg up with having gone to convention last year, and my teaching background. I am not afraid to talk to a crowd. I am not afraid to, talk to a room of 5 people or a room of 500. I've done it all, everywhere and in between. It's actually quite the art form to talk to a small crowd, and it's a totally different art form to talk to a different crowd of 500. Um, and I've been able to do that in all sorts of different levels. Actually, one of my most favorite jobs I've ever had in my life, I was an outdoor science school teacher. And I was born and raised in California, in Orange County. And in sixth grade, you get this opportunity to go for a week, live in the mountains, and learn all about outdoor science. We did geology, biology, astronomy. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun as a sixth grader, if you can imagine. Away from home for a week, living in a cabin. It was just a blast. Well, I was introduced to that opportunity when I was in my 20s to actually go ahead and have a job there, and I just fell in love. I was a Girl Scout my whole life, and I said yes. So I jumped on it, and I had the most amazing experience with them. It was so much fun, and with that, I was able to talk to an entire room of an entire school at one time. In my college classes for my master's degree, I have talked to hundreds and hundreds of people because I was an assistant hall director. So all of the people living in my hall, which was over 800 people, talking to them in the beginning about, rules and all sorts of things. With that, it was also an international tower that I was in charge of. So we had women and men from, Australia and parts of Africa, and it was, you know, it was just a great experience. And I feel like I'm able to talk to any size crowd. I think it's really important to also talk to those smaller crowds and be a little bit more intimate, be a little bit more hands-on. That's something I would love to see with convention this year. Have a little bit more of that intimacy. I'm hoping to create that with my team when we have more time um, during our off time, because I work really hard on creating a family. My team is a family. We call ourselves a family. We talk to each other all the time. On Sundays, it's Sunday Fun Day, and I'll post a random non-business related topic. Like last week was a throwback, so give me your best or worst throwback picture of yourself, and you had to explain it. And we really are a family. We're tight, so I would really love to see some smaller things, because last year, I was in some great trainings, and I was still very, new and really gunning for black. And I was a sponge. I wanted to absorb everything I could. I wanted to meet every leader. I was, just craving for, anything that I could get from any other black status presenter. And I just, watched them on stage in awe, and the fact that that's now me. Now, I'm still in awe of some very big people. I mean, Sherry Brown, bow down. But I'm going to be on that stage this year, I think. And I couldn't be more taken aback by it. I've worked really hard, and I know that I deserve it, but wow, it's going to be amazing. I've made this my life's purpose. I actually haven't made it. I know that I fell into it because it was exactly what I was meant to do at the exact right time. And I think I posted that in the blog page just the other day. But a couple of topics that I would love to see this year. One big one that I think that I could add a lot of value to would be the art of balance. I was able to hit black being a full-time teacher, a mom, a wife, and pregnant. So I think balance is a huge thing that a lot of my leaders talk to me about. Right now, I'm doing a training for several of my leaders this month, and balance comes up all the time. And some people work at different paces. Some of them are going slower. Some of them are, trying to kick up that momentum as fast as humanly possible so they can, go up the ranks as fast as possible. And but trying to juggle, their kids and um, everything else is a struggle. And some people really buckle under the pressure without a game plan. And I am a type A personality, um, but I've really done a lot of my research and some studying in different types of what is it, like personal development, understanding people's personality types, how they work, how they're motivated, and kind of turning that into how can I implement a game plan that's going to work for them, or if I'm that person, how is that going to work for me? Not everyone on my team is a type A personality, so how can I cater to those that are more type B? So, for me, get um, trying to get to black status as fast as possible may not be the same kind of path that some of my other girls want, but when they're juggling all these other things, they don't know how it's going to be possible. So they have to start with the vision, knowing that it's possible. Seeing in the flesh someone that's done it, that's achieved it, that it is possible, and looking at my game plan. And something that I find is really successful is if I can show my game plan, what I do, my my planner, which I don't have, it's on my table out there, but I could show you, the planner is exactly what I look at every single day, and I have all sorts of color coding and notes and stuff. How that works for me, and maybe they will be able to look at what works for me and implement something of their own. I also am really good. I think one of my skills is creating that exclusive boutique kind of experience for my clients. And I do not call them customers, I call them clients. And I think that makes them feel more special, and it makes me feel more professional for owning my own business. But creating that special experience, making them sticky customers. We're not just mascara, and that's something that's huge that I am trying to really push into my girls' heads, because a lot of people, with parties, in previous trainings that we've had, it's all been about pushing the mascara. The mascara is what's going to reel them in, and a lot of girls stop at that. So how can you create this exclusive customer service experience to keep your customers coming back, to make them feel special, give them the little pretty packaging. One thing that I always do, every catalog launch, I send samples of all of our new products to all of my customers. I message them and I say, you've got a new package coming. I want you to see all these amazing new products. You are going to fall in love with our Splurge cream eyeshadow. It's amazing. And you know what? It brings them back. They are buying like crazy. I have one lady that buys every single thing, and she is just waiting for the next catalog. Okay, what's next? What's next? So I think that really creates, the sticky customers, but it creates that foundation, because you need those customers to, you bring your volume, and that's only going to multiply. So I think that's another thing that I'm pretty good at, and I've done some team calls about not only in my own team, but Cindy asked me to do one for her entire team as well. So that's something that I really like. So I hope that gives you a little insight into me, and just know that I am really open to talk about so many different things. I would be happy to, discuss some maybe some more fine-tuned ideas. That's fine too. I just really want to be a part of this experience. I know I know what it takes to put on a convention. I actually had to do it quite a bit for a company way back in my early 20s, and it's so demanding and time consuming. And I know that just with knowing this company and being a part of it, the heart and soul is going into things like convention, and I really I would love to be a part of it. So if you have room for me, if you need a spot filled somewhere, a panel, or any sort of training or anything really, I'm open to it. Um, I can meet and greet like no other. Anyway, I guess that's it. Thanks again for listening. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.